in a time and place where you can work from anywhere.
Two ladies in their mid to late 27s have decided to.
And they're calling it workationing.
Sometimes fun things slip into the mix.
Or inside our vaginas.
The Yar Lab is one of those things.
Before they left, Kelly and Carrie were gifted 2 pelvic floor exercisers by
Redacted. Ladies, you're gonna want to listen to this one.
Guys, I think you're going to be interested in it too.
This is the Workationing Podcast. I'm not really sure how to kick this one off, Kelly.
Yeah, I think that we thought that this episode was dead and buried, to be honest.
This was not originally a whole episode. This was part of the first Aguada Puerto Rico episode, and we thought it was a little much, right? Maybe
I think a lot of people maybe thought it was a little much. We were endlessly amused by this particular section of the podcast, both in topic and honestly in practice.
That's one way to put it. Okay, so let's just get right to it. So the Yar Lab, and if you want to check it out, YARLAP. Google it. What it is, well, you'll find out on the episode. But we originally took this out because we thought it was kind of, I don't think it's crude. I wouldn't call it crude.
I wouldn't call it crude.
Sexually charged in nature.
It is sexually charged. And I think that we got some feedback from people who just really care about our well-being, that maybe leading literally with your vagina on your podcast is maybe not the best move.
Maybe not the best look. Maybe not the best intro, but we're not new here now.
No. What is this episode? It'll be, I don't know what episode this is going to end up being.
9, 10, 11, maybe?
We might be in the double digits, Gringa.
What?
Like, I feel like we can talk about this if we want to.
I think so. I think at this point, everyone who is listening has gotten enough of what workationing and Kelly and I are about to be able to listen to this episode in the context that it deserves to be listened to in, because this product actually helps people.
It really does. And that was ultimately why we decided to revisit it. We have always found this to be amusing, but we were really willing to let it go. But in sharing this information
about the Yar Lab,
yes, with our lady friends.
We have several lady friends who might pee a little when they sneeze.
Yeah. It turns out that this is a big deal, and not even just among women who have maybe had a child.
Mm-hmm. Urinary incontinence, ladies, we're talking about it.
Yeah, and not just in women who are older. This is something that can happen with younger ladies who have never had a child. This is like a super common issue. And what we noticed is when we were talking about, we were gifted, as it said in the intro, these pelvic floor exercisers. And as we just started to discuss these with other women, their eyes would light up. They would perk right up.
Because they had this problem, but they don't want to even talk to their doctors about it. Because, ladies, if you can't quite make it to the bathroom without just a couple of drops trickling in your panties, you have an incontinence issue.
Right, girl. And there is nothing wrong with it, because let me tell you, there's a whole lot of girls out here dealing with this, number one. And number two, because it ends up being a vagina issue. You know, you feel like it's something you can't talk about. But girl, would you be walking around with a back problem for this long? Would you be walking around if you broke your foot?
No, you'd get that addressed.
You'd get that fixed, girlfriend.
And you don't need surgery necessarily to do it, because a couple of the lady friends that we've talked to about this product, after they heard about this and they wanted to know, did the Yar Lab actually work? And in talking about it, they were like, well, you know, I've got just a little bit of urinary incontinence, but wouldn't it be nice if I didn't have any? And I was looking at having my urethra. Is it your urethra or your vagina? They sew some shit up and try and close your opening so that you don't leak. Your bladder doesn't leak. And, obviously surgery is an invasive procedure. I have to imagine they knock you out for that kind of thing. I don't want to be awake while that happens.
No, thank you.
So, I mean, long story short, there are other alternatives, and this is a big, long lead up to a fairly salacious episode of the podcast.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm comfortable with it. I really am. I'm glad to talk about it because if nothing else, The reasons that we ended up not wanting to use this part of the podcast in the first place are a lot of the exact same reasons that ladies are not getting this particular problem handled, because it's about your vagina.
It's very embarrassing if it's about your vagina. It's like necessarily embarrassing, right?
Right. And we're just given all of this information and all of this shame and all of this, it's just a bunch of shit that we all carry around with us as women about our vaginas. And listen, girl, it's just a part of your body. It's just down there. It's cool. And we just want to be more. So yes, this is a little more of a salacious episode. This really doesn't have much to do with workationing, but we just feel really strongly that we want to share this, and we're gonna. So it's happening.
It's true. And having used it now, I will say that the claims are correct that are made in the podcast episode that we talked about, at least in my experience.
Yes, and I will say that as a Kegel enthusiast, as a Kegel connoisseur, if you will, I have been very much impressed with the Yar Lab. It has been a lovely part of my life and of my workationing experience, and I am very happy to share this information with the world.
So without further ado, this is the Yar Lab episode of the Workationing Podcast. And if you have any feedback about this, please head on over to our Facebook page, Workationing, or facebook.com/workationing, and drop us a comment. You can message us, and it'll be private, and we're curious.
Yes, and we would never rat you out, girl. We're here to be a resource, and we hope you like this episode.
I was leaving, and I don't need to tell you this. You felt the warmth of the I'm leaving.
Never have I felt so loved. I was like, I'm going to come back and leave again.
Right.
Because this is great.
And I've gone out with this guy
redacted
a few times, and
ooh, girl, redacted.
Got me a Christmas present. Got you one too.
Listen, I like this, and I think this is something we should encourage.
Oh my God. Redacted. Got us a Yar Lab. 2 Yar Labs. We each have our own personal Yar Lab. So should we define what a Yar Lab is?
We should.
Should we explain it?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, it came in this package.
It's just discreet. It's what's in here? Maybe some tweezers, or maybe this is where I keep my electric toothbrush.
Yes. It could be anything. So it came in it wasn't like a blister package because it was easy to open. But it came in a larger box, but we had to get rid of all of our shit to fit it down. We defied the laws of physics with our pack jobs.
We did. I was afraid that my suitcase was going to collapse under its own gravity and become a star.
We did not. We made diamonds in our suitcase.
It was really intense.
We didn't pack our toothbrushes because there was literally no room.
No, that would have been it. That would have been the thing that split the seams.
But we did have room for our Yar Labs after I took them out of the packaging and put them in their convenient carrying case. And the Yar Lab is what do they call it? Pelvic floor muscle stimulator.
Mm-hmm.
And what this is supposed to do is for women who have incontinence, it tightens their pelvic floors by shocking them into kegels.
Yeah.
And rumor has it these are full-on orgasm machines. So in the product testing, the feedback kept coming back okay, it cured my incontinence in 2 weeks because it's just
which is crazy.
The floor tightening muscles, right? But in addition to that, it made me come crazy.
Well, and first of all, you know what a Kegel enthusiast I am. I will tell anyone who will listen about my 1,000 Kegels a day. I don't work out, but you better believe that pelvic floor stays tight. I don't fuck around.
Well, there are a lot of women who can't do Kegels.
Well, but part of the reason I do them, part of it's it's a pride thing.
Okay.
I like the response that I get.
Oh, right.
It's an unparalleled experience what I'm able to provide.
Yes.
And I enjoy that. I also, however, if I do 300 Kegels, I orgasm. And it's why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? You're waiting at the doctor's office. You're in line at Taco Bell, whatever.
In line at Taco Bell?
Listen, don't judge me.
I'm not. No judgment. No more Taco Bell. Not on this trip.
Not on this trip.
Not on this trip.
When I'm in line to buy my broccoli, whatever.
Okay.
So I'm a big fan.
Well, this machine, it's not. Well, we're gonna have to post photos of it or yarlap.com.
Yeah, we'll post some photos.
Right. But so it's like a TENS, TENS machine, which I don't know exactly what that stands for, but it's like when you go to physical therapy and your physical therapist like straps these or sticks these little pads to various muscle points, and then they turn on the current and like your muscles just uncontrollably contract.
Yes.
Some women can't do Kegels. Or they're not doing them right. I guess that's another problem too.
Well, it's hard to isolate if you've never done it.
Exactly.
The other thing is, I think women, I talk about this all the time. I think women are really taught to be very like passive and like receptive during sex. That's why I think most women haven't squirted, because it's like they don't understand even like how to activate those muscles and like really engage, you know? And I'm just saying, like, listen, a lady can be a power bottom too, is all I'm saying.
Maybe I'll get there at some point.
Top from the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. I'm very curious.
I'll tell you later. No.
So these Yar Labs will like do the work for you. So you just like stick this little. It almost looks like a butt plug, but it's got a cord hanging out of it. And you plug this cord to this little Game Boy looking device that clips to your pants purse
or whatever.
So apparently there are like lady CEOs in Silicon Valley who the names aren't named. Mm-hmm. I actually met with the creator of the Yar Lab, which is a father-daughter team, by the way.
Well,
dad is some sort of medical device engineer.
Nice.
Daughter's awesome.
Right.
And between the two, they came up with this Yar Lab. And I have had so many interesting experiences in my life. One of the most interesting over the last year was sitting with a father-daughter team across the table at a coffee shop. Well, they whipped out the Yar Lab and talked about how these Silicon Valley CEOs and like power players will get on a plane with this, have it connected to their pants, and then just Yar Lab through a 2-hour flight.
We're doing this.
So the Yar Lab comes with 9-volt batteries, which I could not take on a plane. I didn't want to risk it.
Right.
I'm not like having to unpack. Here's the thing. I can't open that suitcase. Like once I zipped up that suitcase, did I forget something? It's staying here. So the thought of having to unzip everything at an airport while they like flagged me for my 9-volt was just not going to happen. Fortunately, we live above a convenience store.
Thank God.
They have these batteries and we can plug in our Yar Labs now. We've never plugged them in. I don't know what it
We don't know what it does. We saved it for this.
We did.
This is so exciting. And I'm very much, first of all, do we mention like this is not an inexpensive contraption?
No, they're like $300.
The fact that
Redacted
got one for me, like he earned so many points. And I don't know what he's trying to earn points for, but whatever it is, he's got them.
Listen, he wanted us to have a very enjoyable workation, and I think that the Yar Lab is going to make that happen.
This is about to enrich my life, I can tell.
Redacted. He's going to come out to visit.
Well, and now he can. He can do whatever he wants.
He can have the big room.
He can,
depending on how.
I'm on team. Ooh, girl, redacted.
Yeah.
P.S.
Really
dudes,
like
you want to get in with a chick? Buy a really expensive sex toy for this chick and her BFF. Is that not a classy move? Maybe it's not classy, but
I was really into it.
I'm really impressed. Like I'm like this man is a true gentleman.
Oh man, he's a little bit older than me.
Okay. He's a lot older than you.
Listen, I am in.
It's fine. I love an older man.
I do too.
I have daddy issues out the wazoo.
Listen, not all of us have the coordination and just like dance abilities to work out our daddy issues on a pole. Some of us have to do it through relationships.
Some of us have to do it the hard way.
We do. And, you know, I made that joke to him.
Yeah.
Thinking I was being very funny.
Oh, didn't appreciate that joke?
No,
No, probably
he-
a little too real.
He hung on to that one.
He spoke too much truth.
He's like, daddy issues. I'm like,
Let's just, never mind. Delete.
I was kidding. That's in my lockbox.
Right.
That's in the file cabinet in the back, 10 miles back.
Well, but beyond daddy issues, I'll say this. I have been with some older gentlemen in my time, and I will say there is a lot to be said for a man who, like, reached sexual maturity before the internet.
Really? They're
better at sex. Guys who grew up without internet porn are better at sex, and they are that is my opinion all day long.
Okay. I mean, define grew up with. You're a little bit younger than I am.
I'm saying like if you are watching,
like in high school,
right?
Or like in college.
I mean, I was watching porn by high school.
What? The internet did not reach me until college.
Oh, no, like we had it in my house, like totally at 14 I was watching porn. Sorry, Mom. I'm like, like for real. And so I feel like any dude, I appreciate dudes who are older than me, but especially 10-ish years older than me, because I want them to have really grown up. Like I want them to have done their early fapping to like some stolen Playboys, because even then it's like the woman isn't objectified in the same way. You know what I mean? Like in porn, like she's such an object. In Playboy, she's a goddess. She's an unattainable, beautiful thing that is to be admired and worshipped. And in porn, it's like if she doesn't like choke on your dick and die by the end, like it's not
it's not good.
Like nobody's getting off. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just find that I appreciate a man who jacked it to Playboy.
Listen, I don't have any complaints. And he's like interesting and very smart.
Yeah, which is we know you have to have. You can't bang a dummy.
I cannot.
I can occasionally if they don't talk.
I could
like
not.
If we just like get to it, but you can't at all.
I cannot.
It's like because you can like see in their eyes.
I can smell it. Like sharks can smell blood in the water.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know. I can come up with another analogy, but I won't. Instead, I'll just say that like I enjoys me some smart men.
Well, I do too. If like I'm gonna actually spend time with them, but I'm just willing to.
I want to spend time with the people that I have sex with. That's got it.
See, I don't always, which I think is the difference. That's classy.
No, this is why I keep ending up in this like series of just long-term relationship after long-term relationship. Like I followed up a 5-year marriage and 7-year relationship overall. All of 15 minutes later, like literally the first date that I went out. No, I went, well, unless you count the like Valentine's Day makeout situation in between.
I don't.
Like, I went out with Tom, and then 3 years later, I'm like,
no, I'm a
gotta go workationing.
I'm totally a relationship girl, and I've been in relationships for the majority of my adult life. But when I'm single, I really enjoy my single time, and I think I'm just somebody who like needs to have a lot of sex. Mm-hmm. Usually, that's actually not how I've been lately, but like it in general. And during those times, if I'm not like serious about finding somebody or I'm not serious about the person, you don't have to be that smart as long as you can shower and show yourself out.
I just can't get there.
It's
like, yeah, different strokes, different folks, whatevs. But I find myself becoming attached to the people. I have to have some sort of attachment before I can have attachment, admiration, and like genuine respect on some level.
I mean, that's lovely. I enjoy that. I really do. It's my favorite. like I prefer it. But
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. So let's Yarlap this up.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so we put in the batteries.
These 9 volts that we got downstairs.
We're pulling out this little butt plug looking thing. We've got to plug that in. It's got like 2 little metal things on the side of it. We'll post pictures. And I assume that's what's stimulating your lady zone.
Yes. To be clear, we're not going to actually insert these.
There's no insertion, people. Not right now.
Wait, why are there 2 ports?
I don't know. Can you use this with somebody? Because that would be awkward. Because you know what we're not going to do?
Sit next to each other on a flight in Yar Lab.
Yeah, with the same box. like I'll control it for us. And then it could be your turn. We're like really close, but we're not that close.
No, we're not.
I think it's important to our ongoing friendship that we never get that close.
I agree with you. Wholeheartedly. Okay, so where do I stick this? This plug thing.
The plug, to be clear.
Well, not the butt
the
plug
wire.
Part, but there we go. Okay, I'm just going to pick the left one. Do you want to pick the right and see if it works?
Yeah.
You did that all. Look at us go. Okay, so let's fire this thing up.
Is it turning on?
Oh, it does. Look, it's got 2.
Did you have to like hold it down for a while?
No, I just turned it on. Did you insert the battery the right way? It's a 9-volt, so like
it'll only go in just that one way though.
Did you flip it around?
I don't know.
Is this side pointing out to you? Okay, I'm just gonna like.
I might have done it the wrong way. Hold on, I did. I put it in backwards.
Like program. There's a program.
Oh, It's just like this is like with a treadmill, or they're like hills. Like.
Shocking my hand.
Is it?
Oh my god!
Hold on. I want to feel this. Careful with the mics. Don't hold it in the same hand as your mic. Because I'm a little afraid we're gonna shock the mics and have a problem.
Okay, wait. Look at it. It shows you. Oh,
how did you start it?
Wow. Okay, so look. Oh, okay. So press power. And then on the side, your pluggy thing is. Oh my god! It's. You can turn up the volume on this. And I'm scared to do it. So you just hit PRG, I think, which is program.
Okay.
We could have read the manual before we did
That's
this.
no fun.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh wait, this is A and this is B. Maybe I need to be over here. Do I need to be? Oh. I'm afraid to put that in my hoo-ha.
No, let's do it. I think it's going to be great. Not right now, though. So look, and it tells you, like, so it spits out a reading.
Oh, I can feel that in my hair. What? Someone needs some time to later. This is not, I'm going to tell you, on my fingers, this does not feel like it would be at all enjoyable. This seems like some sort of Guantanamo shit. But like.
No, it doesn't hurt. Right? Does it hurt you?
No, but it doesn't feel like.
Listen, if you had some like shock, because it pulses.
Woo!
It pulses a little bit, doesn't it?
God.
And then it tells you what is little m, big A. We're
going to eventually have to read the manual. How long are you supposed to use this for?
It's got a timer on it.
15
Check out the
minutes?
15 minutes.
I'll tell it when I'm done.
Okay, so we're going to have the tightest pelvic floors in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, we'll report back.
Done with this. But good gift, right?
So good. And I really admire that he did it. I think that's really nice. I enjoy a man who has respect for a woman's orgasm.
Oh, 100% true with this one.
Yeah, and I like that.
Oh.
He can come hang out anytime.
Totally enjoy it myself. And, yeah, he's apparently going to hang out at some point. I think that he definitely earned an invite depending on how this thing actually works out.
Yeah.
No,
I'm going to send him a little
anyway.
Thank you note, but first I want to try it. I want to be able to report back my findings.
So that you all know.
So awesome. All right. Well, I think we did it.
We did. Talk soon.
Bye. This has been another episode of the Workationing Podcast. If you like what you heard here, make sure to like, rate, subscribe, and leave us a review on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, or wherever else on the internet you're hearing this.
You can also go to workationing.com. That's workationing.com. Hot redact on that one.
So redacted.
Very, very redacted.
Coming in hot with the redacted.
Let me swoop on in there with a hot redact. Just a quick redact.
Redacted.